Kia ora team, KIWIBOX back again live. Haven't been live on this channel for quite some time, so here we are. But as usual, I'll get a few things sorted here, send out some invitations, and get the show on the road. So over the weekend we had a few fights, not really any heavyweight action, but some interesting action nevertheless, with Sergey Kovalev regaining his WBO light heavyweight title against Alida Alvarez. We had Oscar Valdez defending his title. We had Ted Cheeseman taking a step up to European level and taking an L. And yeah, a few interesting fights to talk about there. So as I said, get a few things sorted here, get the show on the road. Sounds on, the invitation sent out. Give me a second here. Regulars, you will get an invitation on Hangouts. I'll send you a link anyway. Boom, that's sent out. Anybody else who'd like to join, just drop me a message on Hangouts, or I'll just drop a link in the chat. Just give me a sec here. Chris the Bruin, how you going? Adrian, how are you? Right, here comes the link, fellas. If anybody wants to join, there is a link in the chat. Just check my audio is working. If anybody wants to join, yep, it's all good. All right. So I'll just click this over. Give me a sec here. This one here is gonna what I'm gonna start with today. When I get to it, boom. Sergey Kovalev. We saw a totally different Sergey Kovalev in this fight against Alida Alvarez. He looked in very good condition, not weight drained at all. He was fighting smarter rather than harder. Yeah, using his jab, it was pretty much nullifying Alida Alvarez. Alida Alvarez didn't look hungry enough. He was trying to counterpunch the first half of the fight without much success. I mean, he was landing a few punches on Kovalev, but Kovalev was eating them like Weet-Bix, no problem. It's just a totally different Kovalev, and myself, I'd predicted Alida Alvarez to stop Kovalev around round 7 or 8. There was no sign of that happening whatsoever. Kovalev was smart under his new coach. He's done well. Like I said, I was wrong. I thought Kovalev was done. I thought it was the end of Sergey Kovalev after his last performance against Alida Alvarez. So big congratulations to Sergey Kovalev, and he's looking to unify any belts at light heavyweight, so good for him. How well is he going to go against some of the other champions? We're going to find out. So looking forward to it. But yeah, a much more polished performance from Sergey Kovalev in this fight. Where to for Alida Alvarez? Well, I think he's got a few things to work on. You know, his counterpunching's always been pretty decent, but he needs some more polishing with his offense, in my opinion. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, Ted Cheeseman took an L against what was the guy's name? Sergio, same name as the golfer, Sergio Garcia. So a bit of a step up too far for Ted Cheeseman, but you know, I don't think Ted Cheeseman was anything that special in the first place, to be honest. He's usually got pretty good punch accuracy, doesn't waste a lot of punches, but he had some real problems dealing with the movement of Sergio Garcia, the European champion. So, interesting fight to watch. I mean, Cheeseman took a lot of punishment, showed a lot of heart. He was getting pretty wild and desperate towards the end of the fight, but it was entertaining at the very least. What other fights did I watch? The Oscar Valdez versus, I can't remember the other guy's name. I watched some of that fight. Yeah, it's getting to the busy kind of time of day, and that for me, with all the kids around dinner time in New Zealand here, so it is what it was. But yeah, life's good in Papakura, man. Sunny, hot, muggy, you know, hitting the 30 pluses degrees here at the moment, and the humidity levels up around 80-85%, so it's a stay inside while the sun's out job at the moment. It just is what it is, but you know, it's almost over. Summer's well, the heat wave is going to come to a close hopefully soon anyway, but yeah, we'll see. Hopefully anyway. Anybody who wants to join, there's a link up the top of the chat, or you can send me a message on Hangouts. It's all in the description where to send it if you'd like to get in and the link up the top isn't working for you. Send me a message on Hangouts there and I'll get a link and I'll get you on. So don't be shy now, hit that link if you'd like to join. So Anthony Joshua, we better touch on that. It looks like Dillian White is asking for too much money. It sounds like he wants 40%. He wants the same percentage as has been offered to Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. Whether he's worth it or not is up for debate. I think he's probably worth about 35% if he wants a percentage. You know, he's done a lot of hard work, but he obviously thinks he's worth a bit more. Anthony Joshua doesn't think he is, so it looks like we're going to get to see Joshua go to the States and fight big baby Jarrell Miller. So, yeah, I got no qualms with that. I think it's actually a pretty good fight. I mean, a lot of people are saying that Big Baby's going to get murdered, he's going to get slaughtered, this and that, but you know, he's got a good chin, he's a big boy, he throws a lot of punches, keeps coming forward. I think Anthony Joshua's best bet is to use a big hammer jab, jab the shit out of Big Baby Miller, keep on the move, don't get tied up with the 300 plus pound fighter, and see if he can keep that jab and throw the odd right hand for 6 rounds until Miller slows down, then start throwing a bit more gusto on the right hand and the left hook and the uppercut, and maybe you'll get him out of there. But I don't see it being easy for Anthony Joshua. It looks like we're probably going to see that fight around June 1st. So we've got quite a bit of a wait for that. Also, Dillian Whyte resided to the fact that he's not getting the fight. Has called out Dominic Breazeale. Seems he wants to get that mandatory spot for the WBC. So that's a pretty decent fight in itself. Oh, I think Dillian Whyte would take care of Dominic Breazeale. I think most of the top sort of 10 would take care of Dominic Breazeale with relative ease. However, Dominic Breazeale does have a big heart, a good chin, he keeps coming forward, and he has the ability to gas fighters. So, if Dillian Whyte tries to box too much with Dominic Breazeale, he could end up gassing out if he's moving too much. I think he's got to stand his ground, use his power, and get some respect from Dominic Breazeale. Stop him in his tracks. But I think it's a fairly straightforward fight. Whether Dominic Breazeale wants to take it or not is another story. He's going to be asking silly money because he's got that mandatory, and he's possibly going to lose that fight. So, very interesting situation there with those guys. What have we got? Today in New Zealand is February 4th. But in the States it'll be the 3rd. So 2 more days for Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury to reach an agreement for that fight before a purse bid will be held. I did see Deontay Wilder was talking about the fight's going to be made in 2 weeks a couple of days ago, or within 2 weeks. Well, unless the WBC's going to, move their purse bid date, bend their fucking rules again, which I'm totally sick of them doing, the fight needs to be made by February 5th. You can't move a purse bid, for God's sake. That's silly. I mean, it's been done before to have it moved a few days and whatnot, but they need to get that shit sorted, get it made, or let the fighters get paid more by somebody bidding more for the fight. Of course, they'll have full control of the fight as well, with regard to venues, broadcasters, all that kind of shit. If it does go to purse bid and either PBC or Queensberry Promotions wins the purse bid for it, but it's likely that everybody would be in on that purse bid, like Bob Arum, Sowlands, Eddie Hearn, PBC, Queensberry, they'd all be in on it because it's a huge fight. It's a huge fight. I've just seen a new story pop up here on the top of Boxing Scene. Says Eddie Hearn erupts on Wilder's manager. The arrogant fuck. Okay. The arrogant fuck Winkle. I might have to let this get this read out for you guys. Give me a sec here. Alright. Here it comes. Listen to this.
Hearn erupts on Wilder's manager, that arrogant effer Winkle. Eddie Hearn, promoter for IBF, IBO, WBA, WBO heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua, has erupted on Shelly Finkel, the co-manager of WBC world champion Deontay Wilder. Joshua is inching closer to a world title defense against Jarrell Miller, which is slated to take place on a date in June at Madison Square Garden in New York City. The British star was initially going to fight on April 13 at Wembley Stadium in London, but the date was cancelled after negotiations fell apart with heavyweight rival Dillian Whyte. The primary target was Wilder, but the Bronze Bomber is heading into a rematch with Tyson Fury in the coming months. Wilder and Fury fought to a controversial 12-round draw back in December. During a recent interview with TalkSport, Wilder mentioned his ability to have at least 2 years of opponents lined up in the event that a deal could not be reached with Joshua. "Can you imagine if I said that?" Hearn said to IFL TV. "It shows how much Wilder wants to be undisputed though, doesn't it?" No one asks him the questions. He was in an interview yesterday with Stephen A. Smith on ESPN and they went, "If the Fury fight doesn't get made, do you think there's a chance you could fight Anthony Joshua?" And he went, "They don't want it, mate. They're not interested." Hearn blames the lack of communication with Wilder firmly on the boxer's manager, who Hearn affectionately refers to as Shirley Winkle. "Why didn't someone say to him, 'Well, Eddie Hearn has just said that he sent you 6 or 7 emails to Shirley Winkle and they haven't replied to one? Because that FR is so arrogant, Shirley Winkle. He won't even reply to an email," Hearn said. "And I've tried to be nice because he said to me, 'Eddie, don't say bad things about me in the media, but F it. He won't even have the courtesy to reply to an email.'"
So there you have it. Eddie Hearn's pissed off. With good reason by the sounds of it. You know, if you're not going to get replied to, what's the point? But, you know, it's the undisputed fight they've been trying to get. The worst thing I think about it is Hearn was instructed, don't bother talking to us until after December 1st. I guess they really meant, don't bother talking to us unless we beat Tyson Fury on December 1st. Then you can talk to us. I guess also from Deontay Wilder's point of view, he can't take any other fight. He's been ordered by the WBC. But a bit of courtesy wouldn't be such a bad thing for Finkel to at least reply and tell Eddie Hearn, "Sorry, we're not going to take any offers right now because we've been ordered," or whatever. A reply would be a bit of business courtesy. So it is what it is. Alright, I'll drop another link in the chat here. Nobody seems to want to join, but there's a link there if anybody wants to join. I've also sent a link to regulars on Hangouts. Let's go and check. See if it's yeah, I did send it. Nobody said it's not working, so don't be shy now. If you want to jump in, have your say about anything boxing, talk about upcoming fights or fights just past. That link is all you need to hit. What's going on in the chat here? I'm just scrolling up to see what's going on. Make sure nobody's telling me the link isn't working. Kia ora team, I see you there, Marla. Let's have you in. MBT boxing in the house also. I was hoping you were going to do a stream for the Kovalev fight yesterday, mate. But obviously didn't happen, so it's all good. Hope you're all doing well. I haven't seen much of you on YouTube either lately, MBT. What's going on? Too busy, I guess. Yeah, this channel's still going a little bit. I'm still applying for reviews to get monetization back. That was the main reason I made a new channel and started afresh. If I do happen to get my monetization back, I might run a competition for the Big Boys Boxing channel. And if somebody wants to get into doing a bit of YouTubing, there's going to be a somewhat established channel there for somebody, but we'll see how it goes. Got a review in process. the third time around, after deleting all my videos to try and solve the issues that YouTube had with my channel. It's a bitch. Let Kovalev have the Grey Goose. That's awesome, man. I was still drinking some, been getting a bit into Kovalev pre-workout last few weekends. I'm not much of a drinker usually, but since Christmas been drinking quite a bit of vodka. So boxing has been a little more entertaining. Been awesome. Alright, so I see Jaime Munguia has been ordered to fight his mandatory in Dennis Hogan. Now, as y'all know, I'm most into heavyweights, but I'm getting a little more into the lower weight grades. I do like Jaime Munguia, but I don't know much about Dennis Hogan, to be honest. I'm hoping to see him unify with somebody sooner or later at 154. I think he's going to be moving up to 160, you know, in a year or two. He's a big dude for 154, but yeah, maybe I'll go and look up this Dennis Hogan and see what the dude's all about. Let's see. Dennis Hogan. (28-1). That must be him. Oh no. Oh yeah, that's him. Age 33. Debuted in 2011. Division super welterweight. That's definitely him. Height 5'8". Ooh, ooh. Against Jaime Munguia. Ooh, that's gonna be a problem. Was Jaime Munguia like 6 foot, 6'1"? Mind you, we saw him in his last fight against Takeshi Inoue, who was way smaller than him. And Takeshi Inoue did pretty well considering the size difference in that fight. So, let's have a quick look through his resume. I don't know this division too well, so I can't really comment too much. Somebody more like McGregor or Unrivaled Boxing, even MBT, would know much more about this division than me. I'm not recognizing many names on Hogan's resume, so I don't know. I'll just say Jaime Munguia is going to beat the shit out of him. That's what it is. What else have we got in the news? We've got nothing new on the Joseph Parker front as yet. Oh, we do have Junior Fa and Hemiahio are both going to be fighting in Columbus. I think it's on the 2nd of March. Let me have a quick look here. Junior Fa. So Hemiahio is training at City Kickboxing with Junior Fa these days as well. So the old buddies who used to train together are back training against each other, training with each other again. So that's good news. Hopefully Hemi's got his promotional issues that he had sorted out. That was a lot of what happened with his inactivity for a while there. But yeah, the event is on Saturday the 2nd of March 2019. That'll be the 3rd of March in New Zealand in the afternoon because it's in the States. and it's in Columbus, Ohio. What have we got here? The main event is Jamie Walker versus Dan Kimpassi. Fuck, I don't know how to pronounce that. What have we got? Have we got any? Junior Farr at this stage is fighting TBA, and Hemi Ahio is also fighting the same dude, TBA. Dude gets around, got no losses. But yeah, good to see both of them out and about. Be interested to see who they're going to end up fighting. I'd like to see Junior step up somewhat. Hemi Ahio's been fighting some pretty low level guys at present, but he should be due to step up and fight somebody within the top 100 at least. I'd like to see. Hemi's quite a bit smaller heavyweight. He's only 6 foot and half an inch. He could possibly make he can make cruiserweight, but he's fighting at heavy at the moment. When he's fit, he looks like a cruiserweight. So he's very quick, good inside fighter. Lots of power. So I want to see Hemi do well, but I'd really like to see him fight at cruiserweight where he could be a lot more competitive. Just due to his height. I mean, I know he could make cruiserweight, but he could possibly make light heavyweight even, maybe. I don't know. I'd like to get a conversation with Hemi one day. He's not answering my emails and shit, so we'll see what happens. Have more luck with Junior Farr on that front. Alright, y'all. I'm going to drop that link one more time. Don't be shy now. Jump on. Have your say about anything boxing. Wear headphones. Otherwise, I'll just think about wrapping it up shortly if no one wants to join. So don't be shy, like I said. I'll go and have a look through some more news while nobody's joining. I've got our on boxing scene. It's my main source for information, besides Twitter and Facebook, of course. We got someone in.
Hey, Jono.
Hey, Mala2243. How are you, bro?
I'm losing the sound.
I can hear you loud and clear. Are you okay? Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Sweet. Alright, man. Did you watch any boxing over the weekend?
No, and I've been pretty slack on it. Some stuff. I've been pretty busy, but yeah.
It's been pretty quiet for heavyweights anyway.
It has, man. Yeah, I saw this morning they're looking to set up
you've dropped off.
Ah.
There you go, you're back again. So you're saying set up Parker or something?
They're looking to set up Joseph Parker in a Chisora fight in April.
Oh, shit hot.
Yeah, it is. So, yeah, that'll be a good one.
I guess that'll be in the UK?
Yep. Yeah, UK fight.
Very cool.
I wondered
whether that fight was going to happen.
Yeah, it's a good one, eh? And hopefully, I wonder if they'll put it on the undercard of AJ's next big fight.
Well, it looks like AJ's going to be in the States for his next fight.
Oh, so really?
It's looking like it's going to be Jarrell Miller on the 1st of June. So,
wow.
They're scrapping that April date. But it's likely Dillian White's going to get a fight in the UK, possibly against the Dominic Brazil or someone else. He's called out Brazil, but I don't know whether Brazil's going to take it or not, or how much money he's going to want. I think is going to be the key to that fight happening.
Yeah, I think Dillian White should take that fight because it's such a winner.
Yeah, agreed. But I think, yeah, Parker v Shizora on the undercard of White versus Brazil would work pretty well. So
Yeah. What about Andrew Webb, Bob Arum?
he's left, yeah.
Yeah, good on him, man. I can't believe they did Ruiz a disservice. You know, they didn't take him, never got him any fights. I can't believe he had that fight with Parker and then nothing happened.
Yeah, well, what did he fought? Kevin Johnson was the only other fight really he had under Top Rank, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think. Hang on.
Yeah, I was gonna bring him up myself, but he's I don't know if did he go to PBC? I can't remember. I did do a video about that.
I think I think from memory, I saw you. I think he did. Al Heyman.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's where he went.
So hopefully, there's plenty of fighters there he can fight. I mean, I'd love to see him fight a Kalnacki. That'd be an awesome fight. But,
yeah.
There's other guys like, obviously, Dominic Brazil, Deontay Wilder, Efer Jugba, even Gerald Washington, even though he's probably not a very good fight for somebody like Andy Ruiz at this stage.
Yeah, I mean, Carlos Takam's always looking for opponents. That'd be a good fight.
True that. He's willing to travel too, so yeah, that would be a great fight. Two guys who lost closely to Parker. Most would think that it'd be a good fight. So interesting. Yeah. Hopefully, we're going to see him in action again soon.
Yep. Rankings. Jamal Charlo got a unanimous decision. He didn't get the stoppage in his last fight.
Yeah, I watched that one. That was the one where his brother lost his title in the undercard. And he was crying about his brother's loss. So, interesting. Maybe his brother, who lost his title, might end up fighting somebody like a Dimitri Bivol or a Jaime Munguia, one of the other champions at some stage. But yeah. Jaime Munguia's got 30 days to fight, make a deal to fight his mandatory at present, so it won't be him.
Yeah, so he lost 12 round unanimous, fairly close. Oh, you 113, 115, 113 on two cards and 116, 112.
Yeah, it was a reasonably close fight, but what was the guy's name he lost to? I can't remember off the top of my head. Gary Russell.
Tony Harrison, is it?
Tony Harrison, that's it. Yeah, he fought a pretty slick fight. I watched it, and you know, he wasn't throwing a lot of punches, and he was counter punching off the back foot a lot, but he was landing and making Baby Charlo miss quite a lot. So the judges saw those missing punches, and you know, straight out of aggression, throwing a lot of punches ain't going to win you the fight unless you're landing something. And he was landing a few, but not enough. So got what he deserved, really.
Yeah.
Got too cocky.
I'm just seeing. Adam Fahey said Takam is well fucked now, though. That's true, but that's why I put him in with Ruiz. I mean, it's going to get and keep him progressing.
Yeah, or to give him a decent level kind of comeback fight, you'd think anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, Takam's not going to lie down for Ruiz, I don't think.
No.
But you could be right with regard to maybe his chin's gotten weaker. You know, after being knocked out a couple of times, your nerves do get more exposed in your jaw and so on and so forth. But
it's on the slide, Takam, no doubt. But it's just, I just thought, as a progression fight for Ruiz, he's still a name, Takam, and you'd be able to get him on his record and move along.
Yeah.
So
I agree with that for sure. But yeah, I think it's more likely we'll see Andy Ruiz fight a PBC fighter. Hopefully we're going to see it soon. Cause, shit, it's been... When was Ruiz's last fight when he fought... it was Kevin Johnson he fought last, wasn't it? Andy Ruiz. Oh, there's more than one Andy Ruiz. Hold on. Andy Ruiz Jr. then. There he is. Andy Ruiz Jr. It was in July last year
18. Yeah.
that he fought Kevin Johnson, so it's been a while. Oh, there was Devin Vargas. I forgot about that guy. That's the guy who blew out in the first round, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, maybe they'll try and recycle even Gerald Washington as a comeback fight, but I think Carlos Takam would be a better choice than Gerald Washington at this stage. I think Washington's broken nowadays, I reckon.
Yeah, and just the physical stature of Takam would be suited to Ruiz.
Yeah. I mean, shit. But yeah, I'd really love to see Adam Kalnacki. But then again, I'd like to see Kalnacki fight Dillian White. That's a possibility too. If Brazil doesn't want to take that fight against White after Kalnacki's last win, why not? He says he's willing to travel, and that'd be a step in the right direction for trying to get a title shot, fighting the #1 contender that's in a few governing bodies. So bring it. Love to see it.
And White would be a good fight because Ruiz would fight on the inside with Dillian. He wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah, for sure.
Got fast hands, so that'd be a real good fight.
I could see White trying to box on the back foot for that fight. The damn phone call. I can bugger off. Yeah, so interesting to see. There's quite a few fights to be made in the next little while.
Eddie, here's a comment. Eddie is making Hunter versus Takam on the Allen versus Brown card.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Michael Hunter. He's a difficult fight for a lot of guys. He's not a huge heavyweight. I mean, he used to be a cruiserweight. But,
yeah.
That'd be an interesting fight, I think. I think Hunter might still win that. Depending on what Takam comes to the ring, but, you know, like Adam was saying, it might be, big time downhill slide for Takam after his last couple of losses.
Yeah, it's. I mean, if Takam loses that one, boy,
it'll be all over.
That is it.
But interesting. We've also got Luis Ortiz is fighting Christian Hammer in a while. I don't know why. Don't know why that fight got made. It seems stupid to me, but was it Christian Hammer? Or was it? I think it was Christian Hammer actually. No, it wasn't. It was that other guy that Lucas Brown fought, tough journeyman. What's his name?
Yep. The 2nd of March, 2000, set for 10 rounds.
Okay. Yo, he hasn't been in the ring since losing to Povetkin, has he? Christian Hammer. Or did he fight Price after that?
Hammer's fought Christian Hammer's last fight was in December last year against Michael Walsh.
Oh, Michelle Wallace. It is. Oh, yeah. Michelle Wallace. He's an undefeated prospect. And he stopped him. That's right. So, shit, I'm thinking of someone else. Who the hell am I thinking of? There's another fight being made then that I've missed. It's left my brain. Oh, what was the guy's name? I'll look up Lucas Brown. I know he fought Lucas Brown a long time ago, and it's a guy who hasn't been in the ring for 2 years, and he's fighting someone of note. Give me a sec here. I'll just run through some. Where is it? Andre Rudenko. He's fighting someone.
He's fighting Cabiel.
Ajit Cabiel. That's who it is. So that's a stay busy fight for Ajit Cabiel. He was supposed to be fighting Otto Wallen, who's his EBU mandatory. But Wallen's trainer got attacked in New York and put in hospital. So he's applied for a step aside for now until his trainer's right. So Cabiel had to take another fight for now. So stepping in against Andre Rudenko. I mean, Rudenko's a tough guy. He can take a beating. But he's a walking punch bag, really. So it should be a straightforward one for Cabiel, I think.
Yeah. 3 losses with Rudenko. Yeah.
Yeah. So his last fight was a... Oh no, his last fight wasn't against Alexander Povetkin. He had another fight after that I didn't know about against Jono... How do you pronounce that? Valau. And he won that by TKO. So when was that fight? That fight was in December 22nd of December 2018. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. He's got another fight before Cabiel as well. It's TBA at this stage. And that's on the 2nd of March. There's a lot of fights going on. Oh no, it's not the 23rd of March, sorry. 23rd of February.
Yeah.
Yeah, these dates are all round backwards. Stupid things.
Someone asked, when's the Char Frez fight?
I don't know. It's been ordered, I know that much. Let's see if it's on BoxRec yet. Manuel Char versus Pain in the Ass. Fraser Kendo. Wonder if he'll get injured again. That's on the 23rd of March. So don't get injured, Frez. I think Manuel Char should beat the shit out of him. I'm not saying that Manuel Char is a great fighter or anything, but Fraser Kendo, how old is he? He must be 46 or 47 years old by now.
God, I can't believe he's still out there, eh?
And hasn't been in the ring for a long time. What's his age, residence, blah 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 blah, birthplace. He was born in 1973. Jesus Christ. 45. That makes him what? Yeah.
45 before 46. Jesus.
40, yeah, it'd be 46. On the 1st of March. No, 1st of April. Turns 46. So.
Shouldn't be in the ring, eh?
No, man.
What happened to Stevenson? I heard he was in a coma.
He's out of his coma now, apparently, and he's starting to speak a little bit. The only information we're getting is through his girlfriend, who's talking to media.
Oh, yeah.
So, no, I wish the dude all the best, but he won't be in the ring again. No way.
No way, mate.
Fraser Kendo hasn't been in the ring since 2014. Holy
God.
Shit.
Oh, that's insane, man.
It's Roslyn Shikoyev. But yeah, Adonis Stevenson, I said it in my last stream, I'm glad he lost. I didn't like the way he wasn't fighting the best guys at 175. You know, I do feel for the dude going out the way he did, but the division's better off without him there. You know, Sergey Kovalev regaining his WBO title over the weekend. It was a pretty good fight to watch, and I got proven wrong. You know, I thought Sergey Kovalev was done after his last performance, but he came out looking a hell of a lot more polished. So he wants unifications. It's all good. Let's get him. If you do get a chance, go and watch that Kovalev versus Alvarez 2. It's a pretty decent fight to watch. It was a bit disappointing from Alida Alvarez, to be honest. I thought it is what it is. I think he thought he could just knock Kovalev out with one punch.
Right, yeah.
And no, it didn't happen. Kovalev was smart.
What's happening in the welterweight division? There's some big names up the top there, man. Are they going to look at any fights getting made?
Manny Pacquiao is looking to
you
fight.
Got Sean, you got Sean Porter there, and Errol Spence, Terence Crawford.
Well, it sounds like Errol Spence is going to fight Mikey Garcia. Mikey's coming up from 140 to fight him. It should be a slaughter, really. Mikey Garcia is the WBC, I think it's 140 champion, super lightweight. Yeah, he should get the shit beaten out of him, but he won't lose his WBC belt because it's a different division.
Right. He's a lightweight Garcia.
It used to be at 135, yeah. I don't know if that might be the belt he holds, actually. Can't remember.
Yeah.
Manny Pacquiao was looking to fight somebody. I can't remember who it was. Let's see if there's anything on Boxer. But he turned down a rematch against Jeff Horn. They mentioned that. And I was on Jeff Horn's Facebook yesterday. And Manny's making excuses, saying that he wanted a rematch, but they turned it down, which is a load of shit. Manny had a rematch clause when he lost to Horn. He could have exercised it, and then Jeff Horn's promoters apparently wanted to talk to Pacquiao's team about a rematch, and Jeff possibly coming down to 147, which I don't think he can ever make again, to be honest. But yeah, Pacquiao rejected that anyway. Didn't want to fight a guy who fights so rough, which I could understand from Pacquiao's point of view. You know, he's very late in his career. He only wants to get into fights that are going to make him some big bucks. And why take a fight against Jeff Horn that's not worth a lot, and he could possibly lose the belt that he's worked so hard to get back.
And take a hammering in the pros.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
He beat Broner. I didn't watch the fight, but he beat Broner.
Yeah. Yeah. Despite what Broner says, he's pretty delusional about. He thinks he's Floyd Mayweather. You know, I made him miss all night when he didn't. He's too easy to hit.
Yeah, he's an idiot, Broner.
Yeah. Yeah. He's a pay-per-view fighter. I've said this before. He's a pay-per-view fighter because everybody wants to pay to see the shit getting beaten out of him. But yeah, well, he's pay-per-view when he's fighting somebody who's already a pay-per-view star, really, isn't he? So it is what it is. Manny Pacquiao, where are we?
What's on Mr. Boxing Today up to? He hasn't been doing...
No, I've seen him commenting around here and there on different channels, and I kind of slipped a comment in, when are you doing some vids, bro? And he's hasn't responded, so maybe he's waiting for some of these big fights to happen. And then
taking a break.
Yeah, he does every now and then. Well, once he cranks back into it, I'm sure he'll be putting out some good content as usual. So hope to see him back soon. We got another story here come up on Boxing Scene. Jarrell Miller. After I beat Joshua, I'm still taking his his mom out. Oh, what a dick. What a dick.
Man, if he wants to beat AJ, he better bring some head movement, because AJ is just going to pin him on the end of that jab and start dropping right at Anderson. Jesus.
He's, you know, most of the punches that he's faced haven't been able to affect him, but he hasn't faced anybody who punches like AJ yet, so...
Yeah, man.
That jab is going to be key for AJ. If he can't keep Miller away with that jab for the first few rounds, then he could be in trouble, but I don't know. I think he can. I think he can move well enough if he comes in nice and light like he did against Parker.
Yeah.
As long as he's got enough stamina to keep moving and jabbing all night, he'll be fine. But,
yeah, because that's the only threat that Miller really brings is that stamina thing.
Yeah,
you know, he's got that unrelenting style. As long as he comes in light, you know, yeah, I can't really see too much trouble for him.
Do you think AJ's going to stop him, or do you think he's probably going to end up going the rounds?
Jeez, I could see him. Miller's just got some movement. I could see a TKO situation like with Taka. I could see like I didn't like the Taka stoppage, but I could see the ref stepping in at some point.
I could see that probably more likely if the fight was in the UK, but if it's gonna be in the US, I don't know, man. I don't know. If it's gonna be a stoppage, it'll probably be more legit. But I guess it's gonna depend on what referee they get and so on and so forth. Speaking of referees, I did see that Giuseppe Cortalone, who officiated the Parker versus Joshua fight, he was the ref for a fight over the weekend, and he wasn't so strict on the fighters getting close. You know, he didn't stop them every time they... Yeah, it was interesting.
Taking the criticism on board.
So, yeah, he's either taken the criticism on board or...
he was told to do it.
Yeah, told to do it against Parker. I don't know. Either way.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, man.
As soon as I heard
I would act on that fight. You know, I would love to see them have a rematch at some point. Just because it was such a... It took away from the fight, and it's not to say that if the ref hadn't have interfered, it could have helped AJ, because he's got a big upright on the inside. So it's not a guarantee for that it could go in Parker's favour, but it just left a lot of
Yeah, sure did. Could have helped either way, but. Yeah, it was disappointing. It kind of killed a whole part of the fight, made it disappear. So
it did, man. It did.
Interesting. All right. What else have we got? We've got Hemi Ahio and Junior Farr, both fighting on that card on the 2nd of March. It'll be the 3rd of March in New Zealand. So good to see those boys out in action. Still TBA as opponents so far, but fingers crossed we're going to get a decent opponent for Junior Farr. At least he needs to start stepping up into the top sort of 20-30 guys, now that he's got a ranking. So
yeah, and he's got rid of that you're lacking iron.
Yeah,
he sorted that out.
Yeah, he had a minor surgery on his gut as well, so he's probably in the best health he's been in for a long time. But yeah, I didn't like that opponent he faced. Who was it? Rogelio Omar Rossi. Because I was down at the fight for that one, and as soon as I saw them walk in, it was like, oh, it's actually when I saw them at the weigh-in the day before I flew down there, it was like, oh, this guy's gonna get blown out. Looks like a freaking twig compared to Junior.
The joke, eh?
Yeah. So He was a cruiserweight. He should have been a cruiserweight. He looked like a fat cruiserweight too, so I don't know, man. Lou DiBella's got to start doing a better job, because he's under Lou DiBella Entertainment. He's also got what's his name, Mark, can't remember his manager's name off the top of my head, but I think Lou DiBella's got more push to get the fights that he needs than his manager does, so get it done, Lou.
And so, you know, yeah, Junior Far's 29 now, so he's got to start moving.
Definitely. But yeah, it's good to see him in great shape these days. So whoever he gets thrown in there against, I'm sure he's going to be able to cope with it. Still coached by Doug Vicious Viney, whose speciality is aggressive boxing. So, man, I want to see him fight instead of you know, too much defensive attention. And we need a decent opponent for him to be able to display what he's got these days.
Yeah, for sure, eh? See, Joe DeVerne on the 23rd of Feb.
Sorry, I missed that. Half it broke out. What was that, mate?
Joe Joyce is fighting Bermain DeVerne on February.
Yeah, saw that. How long do you think Bermain will last?
Yeah, it's going to go early. You know, the Joe Joyce, he hits hard, man.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to go past about 4 or 5 rounds.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I saw an article from Bermain DeVerne apologising to fans and saying that it wasn't him, it was an imposter against Deontay Wilder. It's like, come on, man, how fucking gullible do you think we are?
Yeah. What was that first fight with the second?
Yeah, the second fight against Wilder, he says there was an imposter.
Oh, yeah.
So, come on,
Jeez.
man. I mean, Bermain DeVerne's a decent counterpuncher, but against somebody who can really punch, he ain't got a shit show in hell. So, and Joe Joyce can bang. So, I'll give it 4 rounds, I'll say. 4 rounds, Bermain DeVerne will be on his ass, or on his back again, staring at the lights. And after that, I don't want to see Bermain DeVerne again.
No, just get rid of him, mate.
Yeah. But, interesting. Did you say that was confirmed? When was it?
It's 23rd of February.
Okay. Interesting.
Greenwood, O2 Arena.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, O2 Arena, yep, 23rd of Feb.
And I guess that's a...
10 rounds.
Yeah, 10 rounds, and it's probably a Al Heyman PPC card, because he's trying to stretch his limbs into the UK at the moment as well, so that'll be on Showtime. Be good, or on Fox.
Sweet.
Interesting. Cool as. Who else have we got to talk about? Anybody else want to jump on and give their opinions about anything, or bring up some fights that they'd like to talk about? Or yourself, Marla, if you've got anybody else that you'd like to bring up.
I think that's about everything I can think of.
Yeah. I'm pretty much covered as well. You didn't see any boxing over the weekend, did you?
No.
Jeff Horn is another one. He's looking for a fight at the moment after his demolition job of Anthony the Mouth Mundine. Glad to see the end of that big mouth prick. But Jeff Horn's fighting at 154, I think now. So was he fighting at 160 even?
God, who was Jeff? That fight Horn had, he got made to look so amateur.
He did.
Hang on, who was? You know that fighter. That's Crawford, wasn't it?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, he just got beaten badly, man.
He did. There are rumours of Robert Helenius fighting Kubrat Pulev, which could be an interesting fight. And it's also a little bit out of character for Pulev to try and take on a decent level fight when he's mandatory. We know he's been trying to sit on that spot for a long time. But depending on what Robert Helenius comes to the ring, if the fight gets made, if he comes in the best condition he could be in, I think it's a pretty damn competitive fight. But then again, if Robert Helenius has any kind of injury or he's not trained properly, then we'll see another on the run Helenius like we did against Dillian White, which will be very disappointing. And Helenius needs to get his shit together. He had a good win over Erkin Tepa, knocked him clean the fuck out in his last fight. So, yeah, what do you reckon? How do you think that fight would go if it got made, Muller?
Let's see. I would lean Pulev winning that, probably on points.
Yeah. I'm
just looking at Pulev's record. You know, he's fought some good people. You know, I mean, he beat Fury, slapped him pretty badly, really. Fury.
Yeah.
You know, he's fought Dora. He did get smashed by Vlad, but you know, he's been in with some good opponents. I would probably lean towards Pulev. No, I just like he's got a good jab, eh?
Yeah, he does.
6'4.5", good solid jab. Yeah, he's 37 though. Yeah, I was getting on too.
Yeah. Helenius has a good jab as well, though. I don't think it's as good as Pulev's, but he does have a good jab, and he's got a very good right hand if he can land it. The problem, I think, for him is he's a little bit slow with his hands.
Yeah. Fight on points.
Yeah. So, it is made, the fight. It's on the 23rd of March. Adam's telling me in the chat, so very good fight. Where is that fight? Let's see if we can find it. Likely to be in Bulgaria.
Is it the Helenius fight?
Yeah.
Well, it's at Inglewood. It's at the Forum in Inglewood.
Cool.
20.
Kubrat Pulev versus Robert Helenius. Awesome. In the States on the 23rd, so it'll be the 24th here in New Zealand. Very cool. Very cool. Looking forward to that one. I'm actually a little bit surprised Helenius took it on that shorter notice, because I suppose it's almost 2 months. Hopefully he's in training already, and the talk of the fight actually happening has been around for a week or two, so let's hope Helenius comes in the best shape. I know Pulev will come in shape. Could be a very interesting fight. Be looking forward to that one.
It's ranked, yeah, Pulev's ranked #1 with the IBF, so he's got to win. He has to win.
Yeah, he's mandatory at the moment. I don't think Helenius has got a ranking anywhere at the moment, does he?
No.
No. Let's have a look where he is on BoxRec. He should be in the top 50 at least. Heavyweights. Not that the BoxRec rankings actually matter. Where is he? Hugovic Schwartz. Oh, who was it who's going to fight Amir Mansour? Some young prospect was going to fight him. Tom Schwartz. No, it wasn't him. Oh, here we go. Robert Helenius. It's ranked number 21 on BoxRec. which is probably about right at present. Let's have a look.
Amir Mansour's fighting on the 9th of March against Efe Jagba.
Oh, that's what it was. Efe Jagba. I think Old Amir's probably going to get the beat down on that one like he did against Hergovic.
Yeah, man, this guy's 6'5", 4 years old, 8 fights, 7 KOs.
Yeah.
Jeez, 88 inch reach. Holy
shit, that's massive.
It says 88 inch reach. 6'5" with 88 inch reach. Born birthplace in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Damn.
Wow,
yeah,
that's a huge reach, man.
That's for Mansour.
He's only 6'2".
Yeah, man. Which is what, 74? Holy, he's toast.
He's pretty good at getting on the inside, but Efe Jagba's got a very good jab. He's a scary dude, man. He's the guy who that Curtis Harper walked out of the ring on. He walked into the ring, the bell went, he hopped through the ropes and walked out. Too scary. Well, it wasn't really that he was too scary, it was some kind of pay negotiations that went wrong or something, but a lot of people are speculating that it's just because Efe Jagba's that freaking big and scary. And with a reach like that, I don't know how Mansour is going to be able to... He'll have to try and stand on Efe Jagba's feet to stop him keeping the space or something to get to him. I mean, big ups to Amir for taking the fight and taking on these young, dangerous prospects. But I feel for the dude at this stage. Just trying to get a few paydays before he retires, because he's like 40, 45, 46 as well. He should be fighting Fraser Kendo. Or yeah,
fighting someone more to his level.
Yeah.
Well, quite for me, I just don't like these guys in their 40s being in the ring, because I mean every fight you're rolling the dice, and if you stay in there long enough, it's your luck can run out. And when boxing, when your luck runs out, the consequences can just be horrific.
It certainly can. Yeah. Yeah. I guess there's no money in it, but I wouldn't mind seeing, Amir Mansour versus Shannon Briggs, or, Shannon Briggs versus Fraser Kendo, or
that'd be a good fight.
Who's that other guy the first guy to beat Roy Jones Jr.? What was his name? He was calling out for a fight against the big champions too. You know the guy I mean, eh?
Yep.
Can't remember the name off the top of my head. But those kind of guys fighting old guy fights. And you can almost make them kind of exhibitions, and they could still make a little bit of money as boxers without putting themselves in more risk than they need to be, more danger than they need to be.
Bernard Hopkins?
No, it wasn't Bernard Hopkins.
Antonio Tarver.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Crybaby bitch.
Yeah. Drug user too, isn't he?
Yeah, and a woman beater and all that sort of shit. But he's a boxer I think it was only about 2 years ago, he was crying out to the champions, I've been there, done this, I deserve a shot. He was actually in the rankings for a little while there, but not being active, he's dropped clean out, and I think he's actually retired now. But yes, Vladimir Klitschko is looking at possibly making a return at some stage for the right fights. I've jumped on a couple of channels that have mentioned this and said, why not have Vlad fight Briggs as a tune-up fight to come back, since that Briggs-Vlad fight never happened. Let's go, champ! What do you reckon?
Yeah. Who was that you want?
Vladimir for a comeback fight against Shannon Briggs, since that fight never happened.
Yeah, but Vlad would still crack him.
I think so, but it'd be a fan-friendly fight. After, with Shannon doing his thing with Let's Go Champ movement for so long and never getting that fight. It'd be awesome to see it.
It would be good, man.
Yeah. And I see Shannon's still training and shit, so He's still in
He's
phenomenal
still in
shape.
there,
Uh,
yeah.
Probably half due to the amount of testosterone he takes, but if he can pass a drug test, why not?
Yeah, is he taking, what do they call it? The what's that drug? HGH.
HGH? I don't know.
Human growth hormone, is that what they take?
I don't know what he's taking. He says it's something to do with his asthma. It helps his asthma and whatnot, but it certainly helps with a hell of a lot more than asthma if you take enough of it.
Yeah, man, for sure. He does look his age.
Yeah, hard case. But yeah, Vlad coming back for the right fights. He'd won a revenge fight against Tyson Fury, or a revenge fight against Anthony Joshua. Those type of fights I think he's willing to come back for. And after a decent breakout, he's keeping himself in the gym. He can't help himself. He's addicted to it. So
I would hate to see him fight Kane, because I think AJ's a better fighter now.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind him seeing facing Deontay Wilder. I mean, Deontay hits hard, but I still wouldn't mind seeing it.
Just the AJ fight. I think AJ's a better fighter now. He's got more experience.
Yeah. And
with Vlad back after a long break, AJ take that one.
I think so, but I'm sure Vlad believes in himself that he could do a better job, and maybe he thinks he made some wrong moves in the last fight. He could have taken Joshua out after he knocked him down and this and that, but
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know how he'd go against Fury either, particularly if Fury comes into the fight in the best shape. He's getting better and better as time goes on with regards to conditioning. Actually, there were some photos that came out of Fury the other day. Have you seen them?
No.
Okay, I'll see if I can find one. And
he's looking good, is he?
He's looking very trimmed. A lot of people are saying he looks gaunt. But, the photo was where he was getting ready for a photo shoot or an interview. And they had a lot of makeup on him, and his face looked pretty slim. But I thought he looked in slightly better nick than he did against Vladimir. I went and compared the photos. So, if he's in better shape than he was against Vlad with better condition, I think Wilder's going to be in some serious trouble in this rematch. But
that fight, Wilder, if he can't learn from the first fight and go to the body early in that fight, if he goes out and makes the same mistakes he did, he was rocked by Fury a few times in that fight, man. He was actually hurt.
It was. I think Fury only couldn't finish him because his stamina wasn't that great.
Yeah. If Fury comes in better condition, with a few more fights under his belt, man, it could definitely go that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I was concerned in that fight with Wilder's corner. I never heard them saying go to the body. I never saw any urgency in the corner from Mark Breland.
Well, apparently that was the plan, but Wilder just abandoned the plan and did what he wanted to do, which is real stupid. What a dummy.
Yeah. He just went headshot crazy right hand, and he was just telegraphing it, and Fury was just making him miss, He did it for so long. I saw Wilder throw a couple of good body shots early in the fight, and then didn't throw another body shot till about the 11th round.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy.
He reckons he got too emotional and wanted to please the fans with a spectacular knockout, and it's like, that's just stupid against somebody like Tyson Fury. You got to break him down to slow him down. If you don't, you're just gonna lose. And by all means, he did freaking lose, and the judges got it wrong.
Yeah, I had Wilder losing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
Even with even with all, still had him so far behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, there was a Ring magazine did a survey, and 75% of the people who participated in that survey said Tyson Fury won the fight. So, yeah, I don't know. I think it was just the one judge in particular that. Alright, I'm screen sharing in this photo. Oops, where is it? Here's the photo. Can you see that? What do you reckon of that? Can you see it?
No, not really.
It's not coming up.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I can see he's got some clothes on. He's got a suit on. He looks trim. Jeez.
Yeah, there's his head there.
Yeah.
But there's a closer look at his face. What people are saying, he looks gaunt. I don't think he's gaunt myself, but there we go. He's very trim, all right.
Looks healthy. Yeah, looks fit and healthy.
Yeah. It's interesting. We haven't really seen anything recent of him with his shirt off, so not anything homophobic or anything, but you know, that's where you get a better view. So keep your eyes on Twitter and whatnot. Maybe we'll see something in the near future.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like I was saying earlier in the stream, the purse bid is set for the 5th of February. We still haven't got that fight officially made. Has to be made in the next day or two. Otherwise it's going to go to purse bid and we're going to have a lot of money getting thrown at that fight. It wouldn't be such a bad thing for the fighters because they possibly get paid more. But could be a bad thing for Frank Warren or Al Heyman if they don't come to an agreement and get that shit sorted. Because the fight might end up in the UK or somewhere else.
Yeah, man. I like the I really like when AJ fights in the UK. It's got its own atmosphere and they put on a good show and all that. But I'd still love to see him fight in Vegas.
I've lost you, bugger.
Oh
no, you're back.
Yep.
Yeah, in Vegas
today for some reason. Yeah, I'd love to see AJ fight in Vegas. Like when he fights in the UK, they put on a good show. You know, they do a good job. But Vegas, I'd love to see him fight there.
Yeah. Well, he needs that US intro anyway, doesn't it? So we'll see. Yeah. All right, man. I guess it's about time to start wrapping it up. It's been good having you in as usual, Marla.
Sweet, man.
Thank you to everybody who joined in the chat. Don't forget, if you haven't already, make sure you get over to Big Boys Boxing and subscribe. This is kind of a one-off me doing the stream on the KIWIBOX channel. Just throwing a bit of content at it every now and then. My main channel at the moment is Big Boys Boxing, where I'm dropping all my new stuff. So be sure to get across. I'll leave a link in the description after this uploads to archive, and we'll see you there. So hope you've enjoyed. Any last words there, Mala?
No, it's all pretty much covered, mate.
Sweet as. Alright, this is Marla2243 and KIWIBOX, aka Big Boys Boxing. We out. See you.
Sweet, mate.